Hey, what's going on? It's me. I'm making a video. Pat and Jen were playing in the background. It was a weird day today. Had a great time. Yeah. What little I was at work today. Um, yeah. Work got called off because of this. You see this? Yes, more snow, more ice, more wind, more cold. And look at the kitty cat running across the street. The weather didn't even stop the animals, but it stopped us at work. Um, yeah, imagine that. It is very low visibility in Sioux Falls right now, where I'm at. The wind's blowing. We got snow still coming down. Streets are icy. They've closed interstates and interstate changes. Yeah, just a grand time here. Star Mart closed at like 1 o'clock today, and don't know if they're going to be reopening tomorrow, and if so, what time. And yeah, it's just great. And now you guys get to hear a little bit of this crappy thing, Days of Our Lives. Woohoo! So, where are you going? This is the only quiet place in the house. Get out of here. Thanks. So, needless to say, I have to go to the bathroom, but I don't have to go to the bathroom. Does that make sense? Anyway, so this was the only quiet, fairly nice lit place I could find. Everybody's got like stuff going on. There's no school in Sioux Falls. Actually, throughout most of South Dakota, no school. Some late starts and things like that. And Star Mark might not even be opening tomorrow. So, yeah, the interstates are closed. I already mentioned that. And they don't know if they're going to open them at noon tomorrow or not. So that means a lot of people that work at Star Mark that are out of town might not even be able to come in. So they might just end up being closed tomorrow. My mom decided she wasn't going to go to work tonight. I told her, I said, I could do it. I'm not guaranteeing anybody's safety because of how bad the roads are. They're extremely slippery in a lot of different spots. Very icy. And, with this type of weather, you end up with people like me that kind of go fairly slow. Okay, I don't go like snail pace slow, but I go kind of slow. And then you end up with the people that are go like really super slow. And then you end up with those speed demons that think they're invincible on snow and ice. And yeah, so in this kind of weather, it's like, man, I don't know. I can't guarantee anybody's safety because of how idiotic some people can be. I mean, yeah, if it was just me out on the road, I could probably have my mom to work, no problem. And then being able to come back I'd have to travel through town. That wouldn't be that big an issue. Depending on which route I went, of course. Because there's certain streets there's no way you'd be able to even go on in Sioux Falls here. Just because of years past, I just know that certain streets are horrible. It takes forever for them to get them cleaned off, and yeah, some got kind of steep hills, and in this kind of weather, when it's compacted snow and ice, going up even the smallest hill can seem crucial and detrimental, and yeah, it's one of those things, and it's kind of weird. Because some of them, the roads that are less traveled, sometimes seem to be better to drive on. That's just kind of weird the way that works. But yeah, like I was talking about earlier with Star Mark, I don't know. If they do open, it'll probably be late. chances are pretty good they probably won't open, which is kind of bad. I mean, really it is, because the weather's supposed to get nice here, and it just means that for everybody that's working there, yeah, I understand they're concerned about their safety and their well-being, and I can appreciate that. Because there's other companies in the world that don't really care about their people. But in the same note, it also means working on Saturdays, and which I don't know. I guess today will be kind of a Saturday, just in the first part of the week. Not a great week to be doing it, because I've got a dental appointment on Thursday, so to make up those hours, I'm gonna have to stay late every day. Uh, at least it won't be a point against me, which is kind of nice. Uh, there are certain companies that, regardless of how the weather is, you don't come in, it's a point against you. You know, hope you can't make it in. It's not our problem. And yeah, that it's a place I used to work at, and for those of you that follow my videos and things that I upload and do periodically, I have made mention of this business before. I don't really like to talk bad about them, because I'm sure they're quite well aware of what I post and what I talk about, because, well, I'm sure that's the way they run. Anybody that used to work for them, they probably keep them under magnifying glass. They don't want any bad publicity or PR. And I still have family members that work for them, so they'll just kind of make their life more difficult. And it's kind of crappy that companies are like that. They treat their fellow employees like that, but they do. And it's not one of those things where I'm making it up. And it's not like I'm making a big deal out of nothing, because that's the type of company they are. I worked with them long enough to know that that's the type of people that company employs, and it's that type of company, the corporation itself, that's kind of devious and underhanded. And they say there's no retaliation, but there is. And they don't really take into consideration the safety and the well-being of the people that work for them. That's just the way that company runs, and I am so very thankful to come across the company I work for now, Starmark. And yeah, the works can be kind of brutal, depending on where you're at and what you do, and they do expect a lot. But you know what? They provide a lot better than where I've worked before. And I guess you don't realize what you got till it's gone. Okay, and I realize now what I had before, and yeah, the money was nice, but the three ring circus and hoops and everything else I had to jump through, and my dedication and devotion to that company versus my dedication and devotion to where I'm at now. I mean, it's the same. It was the same then, and it's the same now. But I feel like where I'm at now does offer me more, even though they pay me less than what I was getting before. But I feel more appreciated. Yeah, I had to work this last Saturday, and so I didn't feel like I had much of a weekend. But hey, when I went in, I was appreciated. You know, and I felt like I could have done more. And when I talked to my boss about it, he says, "You showed up, didn't you?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." And I talked to my boss. I'm like, "Well, I felt like." He goes, "We're out of here at a decent time. You did a great job. Keep it up." Okay, what do you say to that? I mean, I came from a company where it's like never was ever good enough. You know, And now all of a sudden I'm working for a company that I showed up and I did my best, and we got it done in good time, and he was appreciative. I was like, holy smokes. And believe it or not, it's worth the what, $4 less I'm getting an hour. It's actually worth to me the I was getting paid what 3 weeks of vacation plus some other stuff every year, and now I'm lucky if I don't even think I get a week. But I had to work all the holidays before, and now I get paid holidays, which there's what, 8 paid holidays. I mean, it's another week and a partial right there. To take off and spend time with your family on the holidays, it's like a dream come true. Where before, 15 years of having to work every single holiday, every Christmas, every Easter, every Thanksgiving, every New Year's. There was literally no time that I had to my family, and now I've got time. I can spend time with my family. They take care and concern for the people that work for them. Like today, I mean, they're closing interstates, closing roads. First people to go were the people that were out of town. Hey, everybody go home. Go home. And then at about 12:30, I get the report that we're closing the plant at 1 o'clock. So everybody get your stuff together, close up, do what you got to do, clean up, be out of here. And it's like, okay. The place I worked for before never closed. And yeah, it's just crazy. It really is. It's like the difference between night and day. And then to hear people complain about where I'm at, complain about the way, and I'm like, dude, you should try working where I used to work. No excuse for not showing up. It's funny because like nights like tonight, they've been in trouble for not showing up tonight. My mom will probably be getting a point against her, even though the city of Sioux Falls and the state both said travel advisory, don't go on the roads. If you're on the roads, you can get a ticket. You can get fined, and not to travel. And this is coming from city and state officials, but the company I used to work for, I guess they think they're above that. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. They think they're above the law, and and they can question that all they want. That's fine. If that was the case, then why you punishing people for abiding by the law? When the law and the news and everybody else is telling them not to do something, you're telling them to break the law, basically. And yeah, they'll never admit that in court. Trust me. They'll never admit that in court. But I mean, the truth be told, okay, it's very obvious where their mindset is. They come first and the heck with everybody else, and that's not the way it is where I work at now. And yeah, safety first. They're more concerned about people's safety than they are anything else. Heaven forbid the other place had to close up for a day because of the weather. I mean, they'd think they were just missing out on, like, everything. And to be honest with you, they wouldn't be missing out on nothing. But, because I've been through this. Very few people go into the place. It's like a ghost town in there. Their excuse is, well, the work still got to get done. Well, Star Mark could say the same thing, Still got to get them cabinets out there, You still got to get the work done. But they're more concerned about their people's safety and their well-being and the well-being of their families, because it's the way Star Mark looks at it is it's the families and the people that make the company. You can't have a company without a bunch of people working together. And if you start if you start jeopardizing the people's lives you got working for you, you're not gonna have much of a company. They'll start dropping off like flies. Because of being killed in storms or bad road conditions or whatever. And Starmark's more concerned about the people. And that's the way this company that I used to work for before. That's the way they used to think. Okay, it's kind of weird because that used to be their mentality. Was they were concerned about family, they were concerned about their associates, they were concerned about everybody because everybody meant something to the company. They were a treasure. They valued everybody that worked for them. Now the company has done a complete 180. Everything that the basic principles that company used to be founded on before are thrown out the window, and it's run by a bunch of people in suits that probably don't do much, man. Don't know the first meaning of the word work. Okay, they don't realize that it takes 30, 40 different hands to get something done. And as far as they're concerned, they can do it with half the people. And, if you can't do the job, they'll find somebody that can. That's their mentality. People are expendable. Hence, a guy that worked there 15 years, I was expendable. Hire 3 part-timers for what they were paying me, and they don't have to give them full-time benefits and full-time wages. Okay, and that's their mentality, man. And over a stupid one-time error in judgment. At least that's what the state of South Dakota worded it. That's the way they worded it too. A one-time error in judgment does not constitute the loss of this person's livelihood is the way they put it. And they argued it in court or whatever. I didn't go because I have a better company I'm working for now. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever. They'll get what's coming to them. I'll see this company, a lot of these stores for this company shutting down, and just because of the evilness in the way they think. Okay, and truth be told, just watch, and through the years we'll see it. It's not the first time I've seen it happen. Okay, and I'm only in my 40s, and I've seen it happen to plenty of other companies that thought they got too big for the britches, basically. That's the way my grandfather would put it. Thinking they're all it, untouchable, that the world revolves around them, and then they find out soon after that they're not. They're just another fish in the pond, and they'll figure it out. And those same people that made those bad judgments and everything else will move on to another company and do the exact same thing. But, that's the video today. And it basically reflects on the places I worked at before versus where I'm working at now. Their mentality, the way they deal with people. And I have a good, strong feeling about the company I work for now. I have a lot of confidence in it. And I think this company is going to be around for quite some time because they believe in probably the most important principle in the world. Quality is more important than quantity. And with the company I used to work for before, everybody was a number and quantity was more important than quality. Big, huge, 2 totally different ideas, 2 totally different philosophies. And it's ironic that the company I used to work for used to have that same kind of mentality, and it's become so warped and distorted through the years. And it's my thankfulness now to work at a better place. It's not easier. It's not. The hours, I'm up longer throughout the day now, but in the long run, it is worth it. Today, more concerned about my health and well-being, closing the plant, sending everybody home. And I said, well, my shift doesn't end till, no, we're closing the plant, go home. Everybody done at 1. Okay. Don't question it. Just go. So, but anyway, you guys have a great one. And truth be told, it's all in the end. Time will tell. And, in a way, I hope I'm wrong about that other company closing up. Okay, I really am. Because it does employ a lot of different people. But I hate to say it, it's not the way it's looking. It's not the way it's looking. And it's going to take some definite, drastic changes to change that. And I just don't see it happening. But I can't see into the future, so. Well, have a good one. You guys have a great night, and I'll send up a video tomorrow letting you know what happens. Have a good one. Bye for now.